Hello everyone, Argsy here. August has been another bumper month for Farming Simulator 25 news and information updates. Looking forward, Gamescom in late August was likely to be where the most information would be released, but before then we had a couple of blog posts as well as a little image teasing us what was to come. With some questions answered and some new questions asked, let's take a look at what we found out about Farming Simulator 25 in August. Before we get into the summary, a reminder, Farming Simulator 25 releases on the 12th of November 2024 for PC, PS5 and Xbox Series X and S, and is currently available for pre-order. If you're ordering the PC edition or the DLC via the Giants web store, you can help support the channel by using the code ARGSYGAMING, or one word, at the checkout. So taking a look back at the month of August, things started out with a couple of blog posts and new images being released, which filled in some of the blanks we had about the new US map, Riverbend Springs, and answered some questions about the new crop, spinach. First up, a blog post was released on the 2nd of August with some additional images from Riverbend Springs, which is of course the US based map, which will be part of the game on release. Now we took a deeper look into these images at the time. You can find the link to those in the top right corner, but some of the key points were: we saw some new productions including rope, cement and the paper mill. There was another image which showed a character almost suggesting third person mode could be an option coming with Farming Simulator 25. Nothing confirmed on that yet, but we do see that trending through a number of different images. There was custom traffic, including the classic American school bus, which is very nice to see, something different running around on the roads while you're doing your farm work. We also saw some more new equipment confirmations, including an older style John Deere 3650, as well as the return of the Kubota front loader from the DLC. There was also a number of other images just showing off some of the buildings and the landscape and all of the things that are going to come in the new map, and I gotta say, I'm looking forward to having a play around on this one. I think this could be Giant's best US based map ever, so bold claims, but let's wait and see when we get a chance to play on it on the 12th of November. A week later we learnt more about spinach, the new crop coming to Farming Simulator 25. We learnt about its growth cycles, how it's planted and harvested, along with some potential yields. Again, you can check out our video taking a look at this up there in the corner, but some of the key points to note. The growth calendar for spinach allows it to be harvested twice in a season. The idea being you plant it early on, harvest it in the middle of the season, and without any additional inputs apart from maybe some more fertilizer to maximise your yields, it will grow back on its own and is harvestable again towards the end of the season. So if you can get in the right window, there is the opportunity to harvest it twice. The first crop other than grass, which really allows that across one calendar season. Of course, sugarcane and poplar have provided that before, but they have a much longer growing cycle. We saw how it is harvested. There's a self-propelled harvester from Oxbow, the MKB4TR, which you can see there. It looks a little bit like a combine with the reel and that on the front, but it is largely different type of auger. There you can see it tipping into the trailer. Some of the information about yields: it doesn't need much seed, 10 litres per hectare, which is really only a handful, producing 23,600 litres of crop off that same hectare. Indicated sale price of about $660 per 1,000 litres, earning about $15,500 per hectare, or about $6,300 per acre. Of course, harvest that twice and you will double that profit, so it is well worth doing. Now it is nice to see some new crops there, obviously the rice and spinach being the two that we do know of. It does interest me, and I'm curious as to see whether spinach and the equipment used for it will allow for other similar type leafy green crops to be grown in the future, potentially an opportunity for some modders to bring that into their maps. Now, leaving the blogs behind and with Gamescom fast approaching, the next little release was nothing more than an image titled Weather Shift. We saw a farmer again from a third person perspective making a hasty dash to their Massey Ferguson, lights blazing while rain falls from a dark and menacing looking sky. Now, was this a tease of what was coming at Gamescom? Well, we now know that is exactly the case. Roll on the 21st of August, day one of Gamescom, and a new gameplay video was released which gave us some big news and introduced some new features that have been long requested by the community. The video opened with piglets, before seeing a frolicking calf. Yes, baby animals are part of Farming Simulator 25. No more pretending that those newborn full-size cattle are young. I gotta say, the animators and 3D team have done a great job with the visuals and animations. Calves are wobbly on their feet when first standing up before they prance and dance around the pastures. They even appear to have different sizes, indicating different growth ages, which is impressive. As well as the addition of baby animals, weather is set to play a bigger part in the new iteration of Farming Simulator 25, with the chance of a destructive twister or even hail damaging crops, trees, and even reference to losing bales which aren't stored in a shed or under cover. Again, this has been a big feature requested for some time. Whether, excuse the pun, this will extend to droughts, flooding or other possible weather effects, I guess time will tell, but this is a great start. Now, in amongst the cuteness and the chaos, we saw some more new brands and equipment, as well as a returning brand last seen in FS19. Cenobogan, International Trucks and possibly Challenger Tractors were all spotted, along with the return of Great Plains and new equipment from existing brands such as Lode King, Bradner, and John Deere, which includes the new S7 Combine. Now, the video finished with a shot of what looked like a baby goat, or a kid, which was promptly confirmed through the official Giants software press release, with goats being a new animal type coming to Farming Simulator 25. Supporting the video release, there was a blog which shed more light on the weather effects and animals, including some additional screenshots of the weather, baby animals, and some of the new equipment. I have to admit, that ploughing texture shown looks pretty darn good. We also saw some footage emerge from Gamescom where some gameplay was shown, and some members of the community were fortunate enough to get hands on with the current build of the game. Now, it is worth pointing out that all the images that have been shown are developmental images. The features announced will be in the game, but the final look and appearance of them could differ slightly. Unlikely to change much, but that is just a little disclaimer there that Giants provide and is worth considering. Now, this included the first real look at the ground deformation on the fields. Now, I have to admit, while it is a fantastic addition and seeing the tractor react as it drives back over its own tracks is great, but I do feel like there is a missed opportunity to actually include the ability to dig the ground and permanently alter the landscape. The sight of a twister making its way through the landscape, though, leaving a path of destruction in its wake, is certainly impressive. The swirling debris, broken trees and damaged crops, all a sign of tough times ahead. Rice planting and harvesting, including seeing the Izeki rice harvester unload animation for the first time, more swathing, and a raft of other equipment shots, all from the Riverbend Springs map, certainly helped to further whet the player's appetite. Another new brand was announced for Farming Simulator 25 in the shape of Merlot. Now, this was announced in a separate video exclusively on the website gamestar.de. This is another long sought after brand players have requested, so great to see this coming to Farming Simulator 25. With the included rear hydraulics on the telehandler, this will be a truly versatile machine, which I am sure will find a home in most farmers' yards. The last Friday of the month saw the appearance of the first fact sheets for Fact Sheet Friday, always a firm favourite amongst the community, with information on some of the new brands and equipment included in the game. The first fact sheets didn't really tell us much about equipment, having seen almost everything through the information released so far, with the exception of a new Izeki tractor. However, the most interesting observation from these was the fill types shown for the two trailers, with all the crops we know included in the game, as well as 2 question marks, so it does seem we are going to have 2 more crops or products available in Farming Simulator 25. And one of those crops may have been revealed in a video captured at Gamescom, which seemed to show peas within the game. Now, this is still unconfirmed by Giants at this stage, with no official information released, but there does seem to be no reason to question the validity or authenticity of this video. This does seem to be backed up as well by the cover image from the first fact sheets, which did seem to show an Oxbow pea harvester. Now, many, including myself, thought this was the spinach harvester, but it does seem to be different, and when looking next to the Oxbow harvester in real life, you can start to see some similarities. So, these in the game, which does make us wonder what the other crop might be. I guess we will find out soon enough. There have also been some further screenshots floating around the internet showing some general field and crop images, including the sunflowers and oats, as well as the first images of horses, sheep and water buffalo, although no sign of foals, lambs or calves in either of those, so still a question mark about that. We also saw some images of the gold CR11 Combine from New Holland, part of the pre-order bonus and collector's edition, and gosh, it looks good. As well as a couple more shots of the Merlot telehandler and the Izeki rice harvester, with the Izeki tractor included in the first fact sheets. And last but not least, and technically still in August, depending on your time zone, it was September technically for me, we have had confirmation of green beans coming to Farming Simulator 25. Now, that has come from PAX West. Farmer Cop and DJ Goham have been there with Giant Software. They've been hands-on with the game, and you can see from their videos that were showing there, they did find green beans, a field of green beans, through some clever detective work. So it aligns very nicely with the peas having green beans in there as well. So I guess we've had confirmation of 2 more new crops this month, peas and green beans, coming to Farming Simulator 25. And there we have it, another month full of information, reveals and news for Farming Simulator 25. I expect we will see even more updates coming through in September, with Giants already confirming that they will be at the Tokyo Game Show in late September, at which time we will be learning more about the new Asian map, and who knows what other surprises Giants have up their sleeve. Let me know in the comments what you were most excited to hear about this month. Baby animals, spinach, the weather impacts, or maybe something else. And what other announcements are you hoping to hear in the coming months? Now a reminder, Farming Simulator 25 releases on the 12th of November 2024 for PC, PS5 and Xbox Series X and S, and is currently available for pre-order. If ordering the PC edition via the Giants web store, you can help support the channel by using the code ARGSYGAMING, all one word, at the checkout at no additional cost for you. And if you don't use my code, please do consider using one of the other fantastic Giants partners codes. Now as always, I hope you found this summary informative. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.